Hello and Assalamualaikum to my lecturer. Today, me and my group gonna present about passive house and sustainable development goals for this group assignment. Okay, next I'm gonna explain about introduction of passive house and sustainable development goals. For passive house is a building standard that used to design and build homes to be more energy efficient than a conventional building. Next, passive house construction is one of the most popular methods in the green building movement, and it reduces operating costs while improving the indoor environment. Next, the passive house method is not exclusive for residential building, and its design principle can also be applied in commercial projects. For the sustainable development goals, it's aimed to transform our world, and they are called to action to end the poverty and inequality, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy health, justice, and prosperity. It is critical that no one is left behind. It's summarized into 8 categories. First is health and well-being. Second, economic and job creation. Third, social housing and energy poverty. Fourth, education. 5, resilient and innovative building. 6, sustainable consumption and production. 7, international cooperation. And lastly, climate change protection and accountability.
Now I'm going to explain about the lesson learned from the video. The video encompasses the principles of passive house. The first is highly insulated building envelope. The term building envelope can be defined as the external skin of a building such as walls, windows, roof, floors, and even doors. Why building envelope is important? It is because it can provide sustainability in terms of controlling the household overall energy use and also life cycle costs. The second principle is continuous acid layer. Passive houses are able to control airflow, heat energy loss, unwanted heat gain, and even infiltration of pollutants. This is due to the implementation of the air continuous barrier around the building area. Passive house is mostly designated with a very least quantity of holes aiming to stop heat loss. So the third principle is eliminate thermal bridges. It can be defined as an area of an object with less insulation than the surrounding area. It creates a pathway for the energy and the heat to travel through the envelope from the inside to the outside. The fourth principle is heat recovery ventilation, HRV. Ventilation often occurs due to several factors such as smells, air pollutants, humidity, and also protecting the structure from moisture. So how do the HRV works? HRV works by drawing in fresh air from the outside and then through the HRV heat exchanger. During this process, up to 90% of the heat energy from the exhaust air is transferred to the intake air and delivered to the bedroom and living room. The fifth principle is high performance glazing. Glazing is important in contemporary buildings which provides daylighting and views. However, poor choices for glazing design will impact in visual and thermal comfort and escalates the building energy demand. Furthermore, the window in a passive house also can reduce the heat loss and also open up possibilities for heat gain through a solar irradiation.
Hi and hello, my name is Nur Nabiha Zakira, and today I'm going to present to you guys about the benefit of passive house. Well, passive house construction can greatly reduce the heating and also cooling costs in a building, while the concept is actually not limited just to a residential sector. These passive house projects are actually a durability, high quality, occupant comfort, and also have a potential energy to save almost 90% of the energy saving. Well, let's go through all the benefit that have been stated. Firstly, is actually energy saving. Just like I said just now, it have a potential to save almost 90% of the energy. Well, green technology developed in a recent year can be used to drastically reduce the energy costs and homes. Other than that, a passive house of construction also result in healthier indoor environment with a Secondly is actually lower cost. Well, the changes in existing building can actually be made to reduce energy usage and cost. It also will lowering the cost on any household because it's not all about ensuring that you don't lose the energy. Well, then your home is a lot cheaper to run the energy. The costs are actually reduced because increases of the air tightness prevent the building damage. Thirdly, will be reduced environmental impact. Well, the passive house construction result in healthier indoor environment with a minimal heating and cooling billings. Well, these are because passive house material use that are non-toxic article and a sustainable materials. So lastly will be the waste reduction. A pollution and a waste reduction measure that enabling of reuse and recycling. Well, it also reduces the environmental impact and the other waste of energy such as renovation of an old building to improve the insulation. Thank you.
Next, I will present about the passive house and its association with the SDGs. Firstly is end poverty in all forms. The passive house standard contributes to SDG 1 in two main ways, which is first is passive house make a notable contribution to social housing and reducing energy poverty. Second is passive house ensure that economic growth is inclusive and provide sustainable jobs. Passive house also associate with ensure healthy life and promote well-being for all. The uninterrupted thermal envelope and mechanical ventilation play a key role in the health of building user. On top of that, mechanical ventilation filter the incoming air to ensure that outdoor pollutants do not affect the fresh indoor air supply. Thus, it also reducing the rate of respiratory problems. Third point is affordable and modern accessible energy for all. Passive house buildings are reliably energy efficient and benefit from comparatively low fuel costs. For example, a passive house new build has around 90% reduced heating demand compared with the existing German building stock. Next is promote sustainable and inclusive economic growth. In the case of construction, a lot of this job must be done locally. This creates an opportunities for small to medium enterprise. For the point of build resilient infrastructure and foster innovation, the passive houses are resistant to mold and moisture damage. In addition, excessive heat loss is eliminated because it has a high level of insulation and thermal breach-free and airtight design. Passive house is constantly evolving thanks to its close link between research and practice to develop solutions and push market development. Lastly is ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. For this project, the Passive House Institute developed the standard for certified highly energy efficient retrofits, which can reduce heating energy demand significantly. This ensures life cycle appropriate consumption patterns and a high quality retrofit that prevents lock-in effect and thus wasted opportunity and energy.
Lastly, the conclusion. Increased adoption of the passive house standard by the public and private sectors could, on a large scale, result in the eradication of all forms of poverty, the guarantee of healthy lifestyle, and the promotion of well-being for all. Also, affordable, readily available energy for all. Passive house standards also give good consequences for an organization, such as promoting sustainable and inclusive economic growth, building resilience, infrastructure, and fostering innovation and ensuring sustainable consumption and production patterns. It is critical to emphasize how the passive house standard can result in superior health, social, economic, and environmental consequences at a time when politicians and the private sector are making decisions about the cost their construction, regulation, and corporate development will take. The SDGs serve as an excellent backdrop to show how the Passive House standards fits into larger goals because they are a well-known and frequently used tool to convey the direction the UN push leadership towards. Thank you.